Hello and welcome to PoisoNoisE. Well, it's decided now we have a name. Anyway, that's not very important. The goal is always to talk about music that touches me and which I find interesting. And obviously, this second video is a bit special for one good reason. We had very sad and terrible news that a very cool, nice, and beautiful person active in the French scene just passed away a couple of days ago. He was called Shiran Kaidine from Bordeaux, and I am very lucky to have been a friend of his. A lot of us who knew him could not be anything but friends with this guy. You might know Shiran from his involvement in many bands and projects over the years, from Power Violence with George Peach Jr. or Sludge with Monarch, and later on he went into playing some kind of D-beat stuff, either with Gasmask Terror for over a decade, and also lately with Faucheuse. And he also was involved in a great death metal band called Mortuaire. So I might ignore about the smaller projects he was involved in, but I remember getting acquainted with Shiran some years ago because he was playing guitar in a band that's called Year of No Light, which you might have seen in one of the many great festivals you can find in Europe. And I remember his face, with his mustache and long hair and thin allure. He was really someone you would notice when he was appearing somewhere. And I remember the first time I met him for real in Bordeaux. It was nice because he looks so incredible when you see him in pictures or videos. But actually, the guy was kind of very slim and almost shy, or he didn't want to bother you with his cool self. Just very humble and nice guy. And we connected very, very well to the point where I can say we were friends. And it's with a heavy heart we had to say goodbye to Shiran because of cancer. So, of course, it's difficult. We were around the same age, and the more we talked, the more we were like we could be brothers from different parents, actually, because we have had a quite common view on life and the way to be as human beings, and we had huge curiosity in common about everything, be it books, music, everything cultural. He was a very interesting person and enriching person to talk to. Plus, everybody who knew him would tell you this guy was just the nicest guy ever. Plus, he was talented. So, today I want to show you a couple of items I have with Shiran who played on them. And I will start with this band called Gasmask Terror. This is D-Beat, which is very energetic, full of harsh feelings, and it's really straight in your face, and I really, really love it. You might have noticed that in my former video, I had a Gasmask Terror shirt, which is actually coming from this era of the band. This is their first album. It's from 2006. And looking at the pictures, for those who are into D-Beat hardcore, you might have noticed small reference to a band called Death Threat because of the black and white picture. And this is actually a very, very straightforward and great record. And the drummer, Luc, who is also involved in many bands since years, sent me this compilation CD with the obi, just like a nod to the Japanese culture of having hobbies on the records, because Gasmask Terror is indeed D-beat, but with a great influence from Japanese hardcore. All of the people involved in this band, you can see them here, are and were huge Japanese hardcore fans. Actually, they even got to play in Japan. And I remember a video where they open for the band Bastard, and they play a Bastard cover with the Bastard singer with them on stage, which must have been something huge for them at the time. And actually, those guys are involved in so many cool bands. The singer Olivier is now active with the great heavy metal band Meurtrière. He also plays with a punk band called Arsenic Milkshake. He's always very active and such a great guy. I am very good friends with him as well. Luc plays in many other bands. I will mention Faucheuse later on, for instance. He also is involved in Bombardement. He had Sexplosion before, and well, he never stops drumming and debeating all the time. And also Fabro, who plays bass there, is involved in a band which I really, really love lately, a crust band from Bordeaux called Phosphore, which I recommend you to check out. And they have a demo and an EP out on Symphony of Destruction Records. Anyway, so this is a great compilation because you have basically, you know, yeah, almost all the other releases featuring Gasmask Terror over the years. And so when you have this and the LP I have shown to you, well, you have almost everything about Gasmask Terror. They were really, really active playing in Europe, in the US, Japan, as I said before, and they lasted for something like 14 years or something. Well, for a DIY D-beat band, they really did well, and I think they had an excellent time together, and they left very good music to us. In order to stay on the D-beat category, we can now talk about Faucheuse, actually. That's a great band with only these two records. Well, actually, three records if you count that on this one you have the demo first and another recording on the A side. And this is really the first album, which has been released like a couple of weeks ago already. Both are very, very cool stuff, very rocking kind of debit, a lot of rock influence in it. The singer, she is great. She used to be involved in the sludge band Monarch. She has a very energetic kind of singing, and actually, you might dig this one because it's, I would say, the more classic D-beat oriented stuff they did. But I think they outdid themselves on this one because, funnily, they called it. Adult oriented D-beat, which is yeah pretty cool to say. And also they dared something new because you know D-beat is somehow a very strict formula, and they managed to do something a bit new with this one. So of course they had to step a bit out of the current lines you would find on a D-beat record, but they managed to mix some rock, pop, even synth for the last track on the album, and everything is blended very well together. It's an album that breathes and that still is to the point. So I think it's really a very, very good effort from the band. Sadly, with the passing of Shiran, I have absolutely no idea if they will keep on playing or not. But still, so far, both records of Faucheuse are great, and this one is definitely something you should check out if you're into D-beat, but also curious about, yeah, rock, power pop, everything cool and with an open mind, you might really, really enjoy it. Plus, it's great because inside, Luc is really skilled with graphics, and you have a nice silk screen poster, as you can see. It's very, very great stuff. And here, of course, you can see there good old Shiran with his famous mustache and serious look, whereas the most beautiful thing you could see with him was his smile and his great sense of humor. Yeah, miss you, buddy, of course. And here is another band which I really dig as well because, well, I'm a big death metal fan since a long time already, and Shiran was also very into death metal, but so far he was playing more with punk or hardcore or power violence or sludge oriented bands, and that's something he finally managed to do by creating Mortuaire. So their first appearance was on this mini LP. Well, three titles only, six screen cover. It's been released through a very cool label based in Brittany. It's called World Eater Records. World Eater is great. It's dedicated. It's very good death metal all the time, with a very cool way of doing things. As you can see here, for instance, this is the cover. So it really looks like the classic, yeah, hardcore EPs. It's silk screen, so it's quality, but it's reduced in order to give you very fair prices. I mean, for this LP, I paid something like 15 euros or something, which is really a policy which I appreciate with this label. It's always quality stuff, but it's never too expensive. And really, I recommend you Mortuaire because it's a band that's in the vein of old Bolstrower, Benediction kind of quite chunky death metal with really heavy riffs and double pedals. Uh, it's not reinventing the wheel, of course, but it's really well done, and it has a very great groove. Not as in groove metal, but as in death metal that gets you in your guts with a lot of mid-tempo parts, and you can't help but nod or even bang your head and go crazy. It's really a very well done metal of death, and their album, which has been released last year, is playing great as well. And as you can see, World Eater Records did things very well with a lot of bonuses inside the special edition, and also here you can see an Obi once more with the logo of the band and small descriptions behind. And inside, you also have some six screen stuff here. And of course, where is it? There. That's what I wanted to show you. So yeah, this is great, impressive stuff, visually, but also musically. As said, the goal was not to produce very original death metal, but it's really standing on its own, to the point. And I was so lucky to share the stage with my band Dionysiac, who played with Mortuaire in Bordeaux. And I say lucky because back in these days, Shiran was already ill, and he had a hard time playing guitar because of his treatment. He had, a very high sensitivity in the fingers, so he was forced to play with a glove in order to touch the strings of his guitar. So a couple of weeks before the gig, we were not even sure he could be there, and we were not sure the band could play. So it was really a chance that it could happen. and actually it was great. It was awesome in a small bar in a cave in Bordeaux. It was a really great vibe with our friends of Abhorrent Execration, which is a great war metal duo, which I recommend you to check out too. But Mortuaire was really awesome, and they had this very powerful sound with these uh, shouted lyrics in French. It has this vibe of early Dismember meets Entombed, the demo stuff of these bands with a bolt thrower kind of groove and crushing riffs on the other side. So it's a really cool band, and yeah, guess what? I blasted a lot of these records lately just to get my friend close to me in my ears with what he left, what he did best, music and the passion and love he had for music and people. So I love you, Shiran, and I hope this small video will, you know, give you the opportunity or the will to listen to some of the great music and bands he was involved in. So take care. Never forget to tell to the people you love that you love them. And I told him I loved him. And yeah, be safe and have a good time. Until next time.